We expect a lot from the outlet in the wall. You flip a switch, and the room instantly lights up. The fridge stays cold. The servers keep humming. Behind that instant convenience, we are demanding three massive, simultaneous feats from our power grids. We want the electricity completely reliable, we want it dirt cheap, and we want it green. Energy experts model those demands using a strict framework called the energy trilemma. Every national grid is trapped inside this geometry, trying to balance energy security, affordability, and environmental sustainability. The rule of the trilemma is brutally simple. If you pull hard enough to maximize one of these corners, the math dictates that you will shrink and degrade at least one of the others. So when politicians promise a flawless energy system that perfectly hits all three targets at once, they are ignoring physics. You are always forced to choose which pillar you are willing to compromise. Take coal. For over a century, it was the default for powering civilization because it instantly solves two sides of that triangle. If you have large domestic reserves, coal provides incredibly high energy security. You don't have to rely on foreign imports. It's mined right here, and the raw generation cost is highly favorable. It easily checks the boxes for cheap and secure. But the cost comes due on the third pillar. Its environmental sustainability is notoriously weak, burdened by heavy carbon and particulate emissions during operation. Modern alternatives, like early solar technology, were designed specifically to attack that exact weakness. Solar power offers an unbeatable operational emissions profile. Once the panels are installed, the generation costs are highly attractive, and the carbon output drops to zero. Yet, without massive, expensive battery storage, you expose a hidden vulnerability in grid security. The resource is variable. When a storm rolls in or the sun goes down, that zero-emission shower simply stops flowing. Relying on one extreme end of the spectrum guarantees a structural failure. One approach heavily damages the climate, while the other risks shutting the lights off at night. To back up variable renewables like solar, grids often turn to liquefied natural gas, or LNG, as a flexible bridge fuel. Natural gas burns cleaner than coal, improving the sustainability score. But shipping it across oceans creates a massive security vulnerability. You are suddenly reliant on fragile ocean-spanning logistics. Importing that fuel also ties your local electricity rates directly to global commodity markets, exposing your citizens to volatile price spikes that destroy affordability. What if a nation decides to brute force a solution? What if they demand high security and high sustainability at the very same time? Nuclear power offers firm, baseline reliability with practically zero emissions. If you have the domestic capability and a secured fuel supply, the engineering is incredibly sound. The trilemma's toll on nuclear is extreme capital intensity. The upfront costs and construction delays are so heavy they threaten the affordability pillar entirely. Even emerging technologies like synthetic fuels hit this exact same wall. They drop perfectly into existing pipelines and offer great security, but right now they are painfully expensive to produce. There are no cheat codes in physics or economics. The most advanced, highly reliable, zero-emission technologies require massive financial sacrifices that voters historically reject. The search for a single, flawless miracle fuel is a trap. It misleads the public and stalls actual progress. Energy experts don't look for silver bullets. They manage the grid exactly like a diversified financial portfolio. You mix the sources to cancel out their individual weaknesses. You deploy cheap, green solar during the day, back it up with firm, secure nuclear for the baseload, and keep flexible natural gas ready for sudden demand spikes. A properly balanced mix places different assets at distinct coordinates inside the trilemma. Their combined weight prevents any single corner from collapsing. Maintaining that balance requires constant active management, as weather, global conflicts, and markets inevitably shift. Mastering the future of global energy is about engineering the smartest possible compromises. That's the only way to keep the lights on, the bills low, and the planet livable.